Change also requires emotional resilience, the ability to adapt not only in practical ways, but also to manage the emotional challenges that come with it. It's about being able to pivot when necessary without losing sight of your long-term vision. People who thrive in change understand that flexibility isn't a sign of weakness, but rather a powerful tool that allows them to respond creatively and effectively to whatever life throws at them. The more you invest in becoming adaptable, the more confident you'll feel in your ability to handle whatever comes next, knowing that change doesn't have to be feared, it can be the spark for the next chapter of your journey. Embracing change and adaptability is one of the most essential ways to invest in yourself, because life is unpredictable, and the ability to thrive amidst uncertainty is what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. Change, whether personal, professional, or societal, is inevitable. It's a constant force that shapes our world. Those who resist change often find themselves stuck, overwhelmed, or left behind, while those who embrace it with openness and flexibility create opportunities for growth and innovation. To be adaptable doesn't mean being passive or simply going along with whatever comes your way. It means cultivating the mental flexibility to adjust your perspective, approach, and actions in response to new information, circumstances, or challenges. Responsibility with money starts small with awareness, planning, and discipline, but over time it builds a sense of freedom and confidence that affects every area of your life. When you understand how money works and how to make it work for you, you stop reacting to financial emergencies and start preparing for opportunities. You can invest in experiences, education, future goals, and even help others without fear of losing your foundation. Financial wellness also means preparing for the unexpected, creating an emergency fund, understanding insurance, and planning for retirement, no matter how far away it may seem. Most importantly, it's about shifting your mindset from short-term consumption to long-term thinking. Responsibility with money starts small with awareness, planning, and discipline, but over time it builds a sense of freedom and confidence that affects every area of your life. When you understand how money works and how to make it work for you, you stop reacting to financial emergencies and start preparing for opportunities. You can invest in experiences, education, future goals, and even help others without fear of losing your foundation. Financial wellness also means preparing for the unexpected, creating an emergency fund, understanding insurance, and planning for retirement, no matter how far away it may seem. Most importantly, it's about shifting your mindset from short-term consumption to long-term thinking. Developing financial literacy and responsibility is a critical investment in yourself, because money touches nearly every aspect of your life, your choices, your freedom, your stresses, and your long-term security. It's not about becoming obsessed with wealth, but about understanding how to manage and grow your resources so that you are in control, not at the mercy of financial instability. Financial literacy means learning the basics of budgeting, saving, investing, and spending wisely. It means knowing where your money goes each month and making conscious decisions that align with your goals and values rather than falling into habits driven by impulse or social pressure. It's about distinguishing between needs and wants, avoiding debt traps, and building habits that create financial stability instead of stress. The people who achieve the most are rarely the ones who started the strongest, they're the ones who kept going. And that kind of perseverance is only possible when discipline and consistency become a lifestyle, not just a strategy. But the truth is, progress belongs to those who take imperfect steps with relentless regularity. Discipline trains your mind to value long-term gain over short-term comfort. It builds mental toughness, sharpens your focus, and reinforces your ability to follow through on commitments not just to others, but to yourself. Each time you honor your own standards, your self-respect grows. And when you pair discipline with consistency, you create momentum that builds over time, eventually turning effort into habit and habit into excellence. This isn't about being rigid or robotic. It's about having the inner strength to keep promises to yourself, even on the hard days. It's about knowing that greatness isn't built in bursts of inspiration, but through repeated acts of purpose. Cultivating discipline and consistency is one of the most transformative investments you can make in yourself, because it directly shapes the outcome of your ambitions. While motivation may get you started, it's discipline that keeps you moving when the excitement fades and progress feels slow. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the internal commitment to show up day after day, not because it's easy, but because you've decided your goals are worth the effort. In a world full of distractions and instant gratification, consistency becomes a quiet superpower. It's the small daily choices, the early mornings, the extra hour focus, the decision to stay on track instead of giving up that compound over time into meaningful results. People often wait for the perfect moment, the right mood, or the ideal conditions to take action. The most successful and fulfilled people aren't those who avoid failure, they're the ones who failed the most and kept going. They understand that progress is rarely a straight line and that each obstacle is an opportunity to become wiser, tougher, and more adaptable. When you accept failure as part of the journey rather than the end of the road, you free yourself from the fear of trying. You become more experimental, more courageous, and more willing to take risks that lead to meaningful breakthroughs. Investing in your resilience is not about avoiding life's storms. It's about building the inner strength to walk through them and emerge even stronger. With each challenge faced and overcome, you reinforce your belief in your own ability to navigate uncertainty, and that belief becomes one of your most powerful personal assets. Embracing failure and developing resilience is one of the most important yet often overlooked ways to invest in yourself. Too often, people view failure as a sign of weakness or a reason to quit, but in reality, failure is a natural, necessary part of growth. Every mistake, setback, or disappointment carries a lesson if you're willing to look for it. Resilience is what allows you to get back up after a fall, to learn instead of collapse, and to stay committed to your path even when things don't go according to plan. It's not about pretending to be strong or unaffected by hardship. It's about acknowledging pain or frustration while refusing to let it define you. Building resilience takes time and intentionality. It means training your mind to respond with curiosity instead of fear when things go wrong. It's about asking, what can I take from this experience, rather than why did this happen to me? Healthy relationships are not built overnight. They grow over time through trust, mutual effort, and shared experiences. They become a source of strength in your personal and professional journey, reminding you that while self-growth is your responsibility, you don't have to walk the path alone. When you invest in building meaningful connections, you enrich your life in ways that money or status never could. Because true success is not just about what you achieve, but who you become and who you walk alongside on the way there. Investing in your relationships also means learning to let go of toxic connections, those that drain your energy, belittle your dreams, or make you question your worth. You are not obligated to carry people who weigh you down. Instead, choose to be intentional about surrounding yourself with individuals who share your values, who push you to grow, and who reflect the kind of energy and integrity you aim to live by. At the same time, strive to be that person for others, offering kindness, respect, encouragement, and accountability. Building and nurturing positive relationships is a powerful and often underestimated investment in yourself. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, motivation, and overall well-being. Supportive relationships uplift you during hard times, celebrate your wins, and challenge you to become a better version of yourself. They provide emotional safety, honest feedback, and shared wisdom that you simply can't develop in isolation. But to build strong relationships, you first need to cultivate self-awareness and emotional intelligence, the ability to understand your own feelings and empathize with others. It requires patience, communication, and the willingness to show up not just when it's convenient, but consistently with presence and sincerity. To recalibrate when things feel off, and to ensure that you're not just moving forward, but moving in the right direction. Understanding your purpose doesn't mean having all the answers from day one. It means being curious and honest enough to ask the hard questions and to listen to what your inner voice is telling you. It's a journey, not a destination, and along the way, you gain clarity, peace, and a strong sense of direction. Purpose gives your life depth that turns routine into intention and challenges into opportunities for growth. When you live with purpose, you show up differently, more focused, more resilient, and more fulfilled. Self-reflection is the quiet work that shapes loud results. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it, because when you truly know yourself, you become your own source of strength. And that changes everything. Taking time for self-reflection and discovering your purpose is one of the deepest and most transformative ways to invest in yourself. In the noise of daily life, it's easy to stay busy without ever stopping to ask, why am I doing this? Or does this align with who I truly am? Self-reflection is the act of stepping back from the rush, turning inward, and examining your thoughts, habits, choices, and motivations. It allows you to become more aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, your patterns, and most importantly, your values. This awareness is powerful because it acts like a compass, helping you make decisions that are authentic and aligned with your deeper intentions. When you know what matters most to you, not what others expect of you or what society defines as success, you can begin to craft a life that feels meaningful rather than just impressive. Reflecting regularly gives you the chance to check in with yourself. But each attempt, each bit of practice, and each lesson learned becomes part of a growing foundation that strengthens who you are. In a competitive world, what often sets people apart isn't talent alone, but their willingness to keep improving even when they don't have to. Self-improvement is also about refining your mindset, becoming more self-aware, open to feedback, and focused on progress rather than perfection. It's about continuously asking yourself how you can do things better, how you can be more effective, and how you can evolve into the version of yourself that's equipped for the future you envision. The more you invest in developing your skills and character, the more freedom and control you gain over your path. It's not about trying to be better than others, it's about striving to be better than you were yesterday. And that steady climb is what creates long-term success and fulfillment. Building skills and committing to self-improvement is one of the most empowering ways to invest in yourself because it directly enhances your ability to shape your own future. Skills are like tools. They equip you to handle more complex challenges, take on greater opportunities, and adapt to an ever-evolving world. Whether it's technical knowledge, communication, leadership, financial literacy, or creative problem solving, every new skill you acquire increases your value and your confidence. The process of improving yourself isn't just about preparing for a better job or higher income, though those can be outcomes, but about becoming more competent, capable, and independent in all areas of life. It's about identifying areas where you want to grow and then taking deliberate steps to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Sometimes that growth requires stepping outside your comfort zone, trying something new, or failing a few times before you get it right. It's about creating the space you need to focus, grow, and protect your well-being. Time management also involves discipline, planning your day intentionally, minimizing procrastination, and breaking big tasks into manageable steps. It means understanding the difference between being busy and being productive, because doing more doesn't always mean achieving more. Rest and breaks are not signs of weakness. They're part of using your time effectively to avoidably and maintain momentum. When you master your schedule and protect your boundaries, you begin to live life on your terms with clarity and direction. You become more present, more balanced, and more in control of where your time and therefore your life is headed. That level of intentional living doesn't just happen. It's earned through the consistent effort of honoring your time as one of your most valuable assets. Time is the one resource we all have equally, yet how we use it defines the difference between success and stagnation. Managing your time wisely is a crucial investment in yourself because every hour spent without purpose is an opportunity lost. It's easy to get caught in the whirlwind of distractions, endless notifications, social obligations, meaningless tasks that drain your energy without moving you closer to your goals. Learning to manage your time starts with recognizing its value and treating it with the same respect you'd give to money or any other resource. It's about identifying your priorities, setting clear goals, and making conscious decisions about what truly matters. This often means saying no to things that don't serve your purpose, even when it's uncomfortable. Setting boundaries, whether with work, relationships, or your own habits, is not about being distant or difficult. Mental wellness means taking time to understand your emotions, managing stress before it overwhelms you, and setting boundaries to protect your peace. It means practicing mindfulness, seeking support when needed, and not being afraid to rest or step back. We live in a world that praises constant hustle, but burnout doesn't build success, it breaks it down. True investment in yourself includes learning to slow down, to breathe, to be still, and to reset. Mental and physical well-being are not optional parts of life, they are the foundation for everything else. When your mind is calm and your body is cared for, you become more productive, more focused, and more capable of reaching your full potential. Prioritizing your health isn't selfish, it's one of the smartest, most sustainable investments you can make in your journey. Your physical and mental health form the core of your ability to perform, grow, and enjoy life. No matter how ambitious your goals are or how determined your mindset is, if your body is weak or your mind is burdened, everything becomes harder. Investing in your health is not just about looking good or avoiding illness, it's about building the stamina, clarity, and emotional resilience needed to face challenges and seize opportunities. Physical health begins with simple, consistent habits, getting enough sleep, fueling your body with nutritious foods, staying active through movement or exercise, and hydrating properly. These aren't luxuries, they are necessities that influence your energy levels, your concentration, and even your mood. When your body is taken care of, it rewards you with strength and stability. But just as important is your mental health, often less visible, yet deeply impactful. Every new skill you learn, every new idea you explore, adds to your personal value and increases your ability to adapt, innovate, and lead. People who invest in learning consistently become more confident decision makers and better problem solvers because they are constantly expanding the mental tools they have at their disposal. Even failures become lessons when you have a learner's mindset. The truth is, knowledge is a form of power, and unlike money or material possessions, it can't be taken away from you. It multiplies every time you apply it, share it, or build on it. So when you decide to make learning a lifelong habit, you're not just gaining information, you're actively shaping your future. That's an investment with a return that lasts a lifetime. Lifelong learning is one of the most powerful forms of personal investment, and it's a mindset that separates those who merely survive from those who truly thrive. In a fast-changing world, what you know today might be outdated tomorrow. That's why committing to continuous education isn't just for students, it's for anyone. Heritage is just for anyone who wants to grow, stay relevant, and reach their potential. Learning doesn't always mean formal education. It can come from reading books, watching documentaries, listening to podcasts, attending seminars, or simply having meaningful conversations with people who challenge your perspective. It means being curious, open-minded, and willing to question what you think you already know,